Clean up nicely to supersize and grow your business. Cinderella, to me, is a perfect example of cleaning up nicely. Most of us know that story. Most of us know Cinderella, and that she turns from a scullery maid or the servant in her home to the princess, right? Princess Cinderella. Now, clean up nicely. This idiom, this expression's been around since the 1800s. 1856, it was about cleaning, and when it meant to profit, it came as in to clean up, meaning to make a profit, came about in 1878. But it means, of course, when someone appears exceptionally attractive, stylish, or well-groomed, it suggests that they take time to improve their appearance and to pay attention to how it is that they show up. What does this have to do with growing and building and supersizing our business? Every once in a while, we need to clean up different areas and aspects of our business. I create systems and processes in my businesses to make sure that we do this on a consistent and routine basis. I grew up in the personal care and food products and actually toilet paper and diapers and paper towel industry. That's where I started my career out of college. And I've been in manufacturing a lot. Ice manufacturing was my very first business when I was 13. And so I've always cared a lot about how clean and sanitary our conditions are. If I wouldn't eat it, if I wouldn't feed it to myself or my kids, I'm not going to serve it or have it be available to anyone else. That's just been my personal philosophy. But what are some ways that we can do spring cleaning, or we can clean or spruce up our businesses to make them more attractive to the people that we serve? Because the more attractive they are to the people that we serve, the nicer they look, the nicer they are, the better they are. The more people, the more ideal people that we want to serve and want to work with will be attracted to us. So some ways to do that are by reviewing your clients. Guess what? One of the fastest ways to change and spruce up your business is to choose better clients. And better means more appropriate and closer to the ideal people that you want to serve. I think most of us, if we've been in business any amount of time, we've had at least a couple of client horror stories where we decided we were going to serve people that weren't right for our business or right for our products or services, or we didn't match when it came to core values and goals and objectives, or expectations were off, and had to deal with that and had to learn from that. And the more and the quicker we do that, the better off we are and the faster our business will grow, because our business supersizes when we're serving the people that we're really here to serve, not just anybody and everybody on the street. So review your customers. Set some new goals. Sometimes all we need to do is reevaluate and set different goals and objectives than we have in the past. Sometimes we need to clean out the clutter in our business. That includes everything, not just physical clutter, but mental clutter, cultural clutter. Sometimes we get bad habits that sneak into our business and our life. And we need to say, wait a minute, why am I eating all that junk food? Why am I, drinking all that pop? I wonder where that came from. Pop, coffee, and junk food. That's definitely from my past. And sometimes we need to clean up our diet just like we need to clean up our business. Sometimes we need to clear up our expenses and keep track of, are there places where we are losing cash flow or spending money where we just don't need to? I worked for an organization, big, a very big company, 100 million plus. And when I joined the organization, they didn't do a couple things. Number one, they didn't budget. I don't know how they had gotten it along for almost 100 years and never created budgets. They just did what they always did. And the other thing that they didn't do is they didn't get bids, probably because they didn't do budgets. So when they had big jobs, it just went to somebody's uncle's cousin's friend, things like that. And because of that, they were paying double, triple, quadruple, even 5, 6, 7 to 10 times what they should have been paying for certain products and services and supplies. And so we cleaned up a lot of that when I was part of that organization. Pay attention to our hiring practices, and then cut down on unnecessary underutilized space, office space, but also cut down on underutilized, or actually utilize the resources that you have. When it comes to other areas and aspects of our business, and areas that I am really big about shoring up and cleaning up on a regular basis, is our standard operating procedures, our processes, our systems, our automations. Every time someone new joins the organization, we review our SSOPs, which is our standard operating procedures. Every time someone leaves our business, we review those processes and procedures. We have exit interviews. We have hiring processes and practices. And every time we use them, we say, does this process still work? Is there a place I can improve this process or this system? And it goes and applies to every area and aspect of the business, not just hiring, not just manufacturing, not just maintenance, not just electrical, etc. Every function of the business. I can't read my writing. Clear up big operations, and then look at systems and procedures. Those are just a couple of things I wrote down because that's what comes to mind to me with this particular idiom or expression. So I'd love to know your experience with it. Do you clean up and review systems and processes and procedures in your business on any frequency? I recommend at least annually. There's a lot of processes and procedures that we use in our business that we don't change. Our emergency action plan, guess what? If we utilize it, we're going to review it. But otherwise, if we don't use it for 5 years, we still review it annually to make sure it still makes sense. We do that with all of our processes and procedures. You don't have to, but I recommend it. I highly recommend it because then things are less likely to fall through the cracks as you're building and growing and supersizing your business. All right, have an awesome day. That's it. I will, of course, see you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it to grow and build your business right now?